Good evening, YouTubers. Hope everyone is doing well today. Your girl is tired and I am breaking out. Well, I'm having a flare up, as you can see. Well, you may not be able to tell. My lip is swelling up, and I don't think I packed my Benadryl with me. I think when I went home, I took it out my lunch kit and I left it on my daughter's nightstand, and I haven't even got up out of this bed. Let me tell y'all about my week. So today is what, the 7th? So I've worked almost every day in January, and I think just in 7 days I'm already like at 40 hours of flying, as I picked up a trip this 3 day. I picked up this trip. Someone advertised it in Open Time. You'll be able to pick up trips on your off days, and then of course even on reserve you can pick up trips on your off days. You just have to make sure you have the right amount of rest period in between your work days, right? So then she advertised and she put money on the trip. You'll notice that people will say, hey, if you pick up this trip for me, I'll personally pay you blah, blah, blah money, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle, or whatever they're offering. And that's nothing to do with the company. You can't call them if that person don't pay you. That's nothing to do with them. That's just personal, person to person. So I'm like, okay, it's a way for me to make some little extra change for my trip or whatever. And it was supposed to be an easy 3-day trip. Man, let me tell you, a 3-day trip turned out to be the longest trip ever. So the first night we just did I can't even tell you where I went, but I went to sleep in Oklahoma. So it was Dallas. I think it was Dallas to Aspen back to Dallas, and then Dallas to Oklahoma, right? So that was day 1. And we got in Oklahoma fairly early. Or was it early? No, we had some delays or something like that. So we got in it was early, but still daylight when we got in, right? So the next day was supposed to be an easy Oklahoma to Charlotte to South Bend and spend the night in South Bend. I should have been in the bed like around noon, okay? So, excuse me. So, Chicago wants to decide. Oh no, that's where we went. We went to Dallas. See, you're gonna forget where you went, and I just got off this trip and I can't even tell you where I went. Dallas to Aspen to Chicago to Oklahoma. So when we were in Chicago, we had to sit. It was early. They were expecting a winter storm, like a freeze. So we were able to get out of Chicago, but they were canceling flights coming in as we were leaving because they were preparing for that freeze, right? So I had called all my classmates and stuff because I was based there and let them know, like, hey, I don't know where y'all at, but y'all might get stuck where y'all at because they ain't letting no flights in. And sure enough, some of them got stuck where they was at and couldn't get in till late or the next day or whatever. So we make it to Oklahoma. The next day, our trip was supposed to be 6 a.m. We were just supposed to go to Charlotte from Oklahoma to Charlotte, and Charlotte to South Bend, and then overnight. Just 2 trips, right? So I'm in the bed in Oklahoma. The front desk calls me and tells me my shuttle, my van for the shuttle, which is supposed to be 5:50 a.m., had been canceled and pushed back to noon. I'm like, noon? That don't sound right. I go online and check my schedule, they had to acknowledge the change. All of a sudden, my little 2-leg day went to a 5-leg day with a bunch of turns in Chicago, right? So I'm like, oh heck no. So now I have to do service on all these legs. I was like, I'm gonna be tired. So then we get up. Our noon showtime turned out to be almost 2 because of delays. We do all our legs or whatever. We finally get into, what did we end up spending the night at last night? Tennessee. Barely made it in Nashville because Nashville was having some rainstorms and tornadoes and whatnot. Barely made it in there. We had somewhere else we went had some issues too. So our day was delayed like all day. So we get into Nashville freaking midnight. My feet hurt. I'm tired. Let me tell you, I walked into that hotel, and today, originally I was supposed to go from South Bend and work South Bend to Dallas and be done. Well, since they changed our schedule, they took me off of that trip, and now I just had the deadhead. I didn't work at all. They just put me on a flight back to Dallas. Because technically I work tomorrow. I start a 4-day. So that's 7 days, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 24 hours off between today and tomorrow. So I couldn't work. So they deadheaded me. Then my deadhead is supposed to be pick up from 8 a.m. Flight is supposed to be at 9. That was delayed 2 hours. So I didn't get back until Dallas until after 1, almost 2 o'clock today. I walked in this hotel. I came out that wig, that uniform, threw it on the floor, and put on my little gown, washed my face, and got in this bed. Oh, and I ordered me some Grubhub and ate me a little sandwich. And I am laying down. I am so tired. And then now my lip is swollen. But I need to wash my uniform because I work tomorrow. So I'm going to walk up the street. They have a little store. And get me some change later. And I'll get some Benadryl so I can wash and get ready for my 4-day trip tomorrow. And hopefully none of that changes because I looked at my schedule to make sure they didn't make any adjustments or changes to it because of my 3-day. And I'm just doing Dallas to Aspen, then overnight in Chicago. And that's just, 2 easy legs. And then Chicago back to Aspen to Dallas to Baton Rouge. And I get to see my friends again in Baton Rouge. I get to see my friends again in ORD. And then the 3rd day is Baton Rouge, DFW to Joplin, Missouri. And then the 4th day is just 1 flight from Joplin, Missouri to DFW. And I'm fine. And I'm done for the day. So I actually think this looked different. I wonder if they did change something. I want to say it was more legs in this. It looks different. It could be possible because I went over, or could have went over. They took some legs off, but I can't remember. But those are some of the things we have to get used to, of changes and not being able to make plans to do anything because you never know what's going to happen. Things change like that by the second, and you just really have no control over it, and you just have to go by the flow. On the plus side, my little check gonna look nice, so I'm not complaining. But when I tell you I'm not doing nothing today, I had some friends in Dallas say, hey, you want to go hang out? You want to go to dinner? Nope. I am going to wash my clothes. I'm going to lay in this bed all day. And that is it. Funny story, we was on a plane, right? And I don't know where we was coming from yesterday or day before. I think it was yesterday. But we hit some turbulence. So I'm doing my service. and we hit some turbulence, and I braced myself, passengers screaming, and I had just reached up to grab something to hold on with one hand and then hold my cart until I can get back to lock it up, right? Everybody went up, just went up in the air. This lady wine went up, spilled all over her and her laptop. If I wasn't holding on, I would have went up. I thought my wig was gonna come off. I was just, only thing I can think of, I wasn't thinking about the cart falling, none of that. And we didn't have coffee on the cart, so I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't thinking about me hitting my head, me falling on the ground, anything. The first thing I thought, like, ooh, if my wig come off, it's not gonna be cute up in here for the rest of this flight. Ooh, child, that's all I kept thinking about. But I had a pin down real good. But I was scared there for a minute. That's all I could think about. And so I just thought that was funny. Like, of all things that could have happened, I'm worried about my wig coming off, and then somebody filming me and putting me on World Star or some crap, and my son and my daughter be embarrassed. But anyway, y'all, that's the life of a flight attendant. Changes. You have to be able to adjust. I'm drinking lots and lots of water today. No sodas, no juices, no nothing, because I've been in flying consecutively almost for a week straight, and I need to flush my body, and I'm bloated. I told you, get real bloated. So that's what I'm going to do today, is just relax my mind and my body and prepare for my next day at work. And after all that, I still love my job. I don't know what to say. Until next time. Oh, shit, I have another class graduating soon. I'm going to need y'all to let me know what them domiciles are, because I'm ready to, my seniority to move up, because we just had transfers. And it's like 20 more people are coming to Dallas who are seniority numbers above mine, so it's pushing me down. So I'm gonna be hot when I go to bed on the 10th if I don't have my line anymore. That's gonna mess with my funds, because I didn't have to get no crash pad here, because I just commute in the day before my trips. And if I go back on reserve, I'm gonna have to get a crash pad and bring my car, because I could be sitting until they call. Just never know. But I think the way it's set up here in Dallas, from the reserves that I met, they've never sit. They're always working. They always have a trip. So I don't think I'll be sitting. But you also take the risk of just having turns. Like, you're not actually spend the night anywhere. You're just doing quick turns or stand-ups. And stand-up is just another word for red eye. Stand-up is just a little nickname term we use, because you basically sleep standing up, because you're going to work late at night, 9, 10 o'clock, and you getting back up at 3 or 4 in the morning to come back. So that's what the term stand-up is for. And if I get stuck with stand-ups or locals, I'm going to need a place to lay my head, and I didn't want to bring my car up here yet. But anyway, guys, hope all is well, and keep me posted on your progress. Take care. I'm going to bed.